unfortunately Colin ran through it, and the ball comes to Brian Donlan for the Mills, careering through, gets a lovely low ball, pops it in towards Gary Cooney out in front of Dylan on this occasion, pops the ball back to Donlan, but it goes out to the right hand side and gone wide. Chance there for Conor McDermott, a bit of support, a runner off the shoulder to the green flag.
Well, the big long poke out worked there, Leo, I was talking about it, but it almost worked, but they still didn't work. Brendan Bugler now going for one.
Lovely, Brendan Bugler has already 1 point. Got Brendan Bugler a shot, a goal! It's got into the back of the net from Brendan Bugler. A high ball. I was looking. I tell you what, I see it when it was coming. I was watching Killy Nugent. I said, where is he going with the hands? He's gone under the bar. Brendan Bugler, top scorer in the game, 1-1. Whitegate 1-5. O'Connell's Mills 2 points.
Well, Bugler launched it. I said he's going for a long distance point and went under the crossbar, and you had spotted it in the net 5 seconds before the Whitegate dug out. They were applauding politely that there was possibly a point. Next thing they realised was a goal, but you'd called it sooner, Leo. Well spotted.
And I tell you, you always say Whitegate always pull a scalp, but Whitegate are a real championship team. And the ball comes into Paddy Burke. Paddy Burke gives it out to Kieran Keenan. Here comes McDermott. McDermott is on fire today. McDermott, go hard and dress on. Who are we to question Conor McDermott as a forward with scores like that? I know he started off his underage career as a forward, 1-6 to 2 points in favour of Get the Ball.
Remember, Conor McDermott had been outstanding in Tulla one day for Whitegate a couple of years ago. Was it against Gratlow, Leo? Outstanding he was, but fair play. He's got 2 fabulous points, and again, he doesn't seem to mind the high ball dropping down. Chance now for Burke.
And a clearance from Jerry Cooney out to Paddy Burke. I tell you, the Whitegate attack is on fire. 16 and a half minutes gone here, 1-7 to 2 points. Whitegate, we're coming to a water break, and I don't think Whitegate will want the water break. There's no doubt about that.
We had that discussion a few times in our recent commentaries, Leo, including again today, and nobody seems to want it apart from maybe officialdom, but I suppose they don't want to change it mid-season. Maybe next year it'll be gone.
And the ball is out with Aidan Fall. Aidan Fall gives it to Kieran Cooney. Cooney getting away from Michael Hines. They know one another quite well. The ball comes out to Sean O'Gorman. O'Gorman pops the ball off, and it's cut, and now comes out to Dylan White. White doing well for Whitegate and gets the ball back to Brendan. Will Brendan do the same again? He launched it for Whitegate up towards Kieran Keenan. Oh, lovely touch on Keenan trying to get away from Brian Donlan. Here comes Kieran Keenan taking on the attack. A shot, drops this ball in towards Ronan Hayes. Killy Nugent is out from these goals on this occasion. Nugent, he's a bit doddering today. Oh, he's blocked by Paul Burke. Killy Nugent, he's already dropped one ball and has let one in over his head, but confidently gets away with that one. Out to Brian Donlan. Here comes Brian Donlan looking up for runners not coming, but Gary Cooney does. The ball goes in over the head in towards Colin Crehan. A pull back there on Gary Cooney. A pull, it looks like, by Dylan White again, and Cooney is the one player that seems to be able to cause Whitegate a problem, Pat.
And possibly Brian Donlan maybe getting into the game. He's going very deep, but Leo, just to remind, 1-7 to 2 points. What a first quarter for Whitegate. Their attack is on fire. The striking at the post is absolutely dead on 95% of the time, I would say. 1 or 2 bad wides, and look, I take it all back about the long high ball in, while in the middle of the quarter the Mills seem to be dealing with her okay. Gradually there's just breaking ball, and who's picking up every single break, only a Whitegate man, and flying it over the bar. And that goal from Brendan Bugler, which was just one of those things from 90 metres, it's either a point or caught by the goalie. And in this case, occasionally the likes of Killy Nugent will just have trouble with that ball in each half an inch under the crossbar. Fingers get kind of confused, and it'll end in the net, as you spotted before the rest of the attendance here did by about 3 seconds, Leo. So what a start. 1-7
and indeed
points.
Here, as we come to the water break, 1 goal and 7 for the men from Get the Ball, and 3 points for O'Callaghan's Mills. Whitegate will be absolutely delighted with that start. But indeed, Pat, I tried a bit of it in goals myself, and there's no ball worse than the one going in under the bar, and you think you have it, and you're probably thinking ahead to know where you're going to clear it. He probably, I take Killian thought, in fairness, he thought he had it caught and was going to clear it, and there's one thing you can't do, you can't change your mind inside there.
Well, no one knows better than yourself, Leo, because goalkeepers, as we know, are a law to themselves, but you do know the difficulty of, but even standing as the cornerback for 65s in the old days of freezing, if something was just under the crossbar, do you catch it? Are you afraid your fingers will get caught in the crossbar? What do you do? Do you bat it out, thinking bat it to a forward? But and Brendan Bugler, I'm sure, was going for the point, but it ended up as a goal. That's fortune for Whitegate, and the question is, can they ride their luck? Can they just take advantage now of the good fortune? It's an extra 2 points, but I think it's worth more than that, Leo. I think that goal shook the Mills, and I think the next 2 points or 3 that Whitegate got were due to being stunned by that goal. So it just maybe worked more than the 3 points even.
There's no doubt, but Whitegate are playing. Whitegate are asking all the questions of the Mills. It is Whitegate have brought intensity to the game. It is their driving at O'Callaghan's Mills. And to Ireland. Whitegate, you know, this is only Whitegate's second game in the championship. It's O'Callaghan's Mills third, so there is no cushion whatsoever there for O'Callaghan's Mills today. You know, and I suppose for Whitegate, as I said, they need to get a win to get back into the as well. You know, you don't have to be going into your last third game with two defeats down, such as the Mills are today. But Whitegate are asking the questions. Okay, they're playing with the 8 or whatever breeze is in it, and the breeze is fluctuating up and down. But in fairness to Whitegate, they're playing good, direct, you know, real old-fashioned Whitegate hurling, and you know they're mixing it. They're going short at times, you know, but they're a very good mix, and they're causing plenty of problems for that Mills defence.
Yeah, and again, look at scores. Look, it's like against Leo. If 3 or 4 other shots had gone wide, which can often happen to a team, you know, you begin to lose heart. You've had ball and just can't get it over. But nearly everything they're hitting is going over, and that just gives you such a bounce and confidence. And as I said, they're very excited on the pitch, and not so much now. In fairness, the management of Terence Fahey and Kenneth Doyle, Patrick Minogue, and Dave Moriarty, they're not losing their runners, but the subs are really excited, driving everybody on, and you know that rubs off with the players on the pitch. They hear that encouragement, and they know things are going very, very well in there. I suppose now they're as confident as could be. The question is now, does that break in for water? Does it affect momentum for Whitegate, and will the Mills come back into it?
Yeah, and here comes the ball out to Tomas Quirk, and Tomas Quirk goes long from Andrew, sharp puck out, so they're mixing up down towards Petty or down towards the wing forward. The wing forward was Thomas Hogan. Thomas has that win going over the head. Now Whitegate have to drive on and keep the intensity going. They're Conor Cooney coming across, they're keeping the intensity going. They're going, and Nugent is playing the goalkeeper like the sweeper, but he has been turned over once or twice. Out to Aidan Fall. Aidan Fall gets away from Brendan Bugler. Aidan Fall, and I think Aidan Fall taking on Brendan Bugler, gone in, he hits the ball, tips the ball in, and a foul for Brendan, a foul given by Brendan Bugler. A tremendous challenge. I think Sean O'Gorman was lucky to get away with a free there on Penny Burke. So,
yeah.
You know, outside of that, but it is a chance. It is a chance for the Mills, and the Mills will creep away, and you know they will tip away. Going in, they're an experienced outfit. You know they won't panic. They will keep throwing over the scores if they get a chance. And here's Jacob Loughnane, but 1 goal and 7. That's 10 points. Whitegate ahead by 10 points to 3. 7-point lead here just at the start of the second quarter here in a well-attended O'Garney Park here. Here comes Jacob Loughnane, about 55-60 metres out from the Whitegate goal, hitting into the road end, and Jacob strikes it straight and through, and Goharan Dresnard, he wasn't going to be short on that one, there's no doubt about that. Andrew has the puck out, gone straight, and then
too soon.
But again, fair play to Jared Donlan from Andrew's point of view, because that puck out had gone slightly astray and had been blocked by Colin Crehan. So Chancellor Andrew O'Fahey, and you know, but you know, Whitegate dealing confidently. Again, we have to say that the breeze, whatever bit, is in favour of the Mills, and he's going to go short back to Owen Quirk, and here comes Andrew. Launches this one, dropping down right on the down 30, but 3 Whitegate players converging, but the ball breaks down. Who's going to get the break? Is Thomas Hogan gets the break, but he's beaten by Sean O'Gorman. Sean O'Gorman, you know, Pat Donlan had played well in the first quarter, but it's O'Gorman who's really holding a lot of it for the Mills. Aidan O'Gorman, his brother, sweeps this ball up into the corner. Colin Madden, a good block down by Colin Madden to Ian Fahey. Ian Fahey gets the ball out to the top scorer, Brendan Bugler. What can Bugler do with this one? He launches it down to the far corner, looking for Tomas Hogan. Tomas Hogan and Michael Cotter. Has Hogan the legs on Cotter? Indeed he has. Can Hogan take him on? Hogan coming in along dim line. A shot for Tomas Hogan, and the ball comes off the post. Maybe players are running across, and you know, you have to be live ever. Good ball cleared out by Conor Cooney, gets it out to Aidan Fall. Aidan Fall getting a bit of space on this occasion for Brendan Bugler. He's crossing in 70 metres. Fall is not afraid to run at people. He could be pulled for over carrying there, and there was definitely a foul.
Either way there, yeah.
I think there was one for 6 and 1/2 dozen other. Maybe he deserved the free, but he had definitely had over carried the ball. Brendan Bugler trying to get it out for Whitegate, but the ball breaks out to Jacob. It's Jacob Loughnane. Loughnane gets the ball in and comes into Gary. Gary coming in. He's going to get away from Dylan White. Here comes Gary Cooney. Gary looks like he's going for the green one. Gets the ball out to the other corner, out of Flaherty, the full forward, out of Flaherty, Aidan Flaherty, Goharan Dresnard, Aidan Flaherty, who came in there at the half time. So over the bar from Aidan Flaherty, 1 goal and 7 to 5 points.
Yeah, good score from Flaherty. Knows what the post there, did well there, and a lot of hard work by Cooney. And Aidan Fall was a bit unlucky. He took an awful lot of steps, he was clattered, and the referee decided to let play go as if both of them had fouled or neither had fouled. But the Mills won the scrum, the ruck, and ended up in a good point.
A ball from Ian Fahey from Colin Madden, and Fahey Is there a tail that? Indeed, there is a tail that goes out to the right hand side and gone wide, and Killian Nugent with the puck out. There is no delay here with anyone. There's 1 goal and 7 for Whitegate. 5 points. That water break seems to have has helped the Mills. Donlan, low ball down to the corner, gets a great ball down to the corner, down to Crehan, gets it across. Can it be cut out? It's Gary. Gary gets out in front of Dylan White. Gary, the one man that he has popped this ball off to the on-running Sean O'Gorman. O'Gorman up from his wing back position. Positions don't mean anything anymore. Gorman recycles that ball back out to Gary. Gary going to get him, trying to get away from Dylan White. Gets inside Dylan White, and Gary with a shot. And indeed, Goharan Dressnawn, and 1 goal and 7 and 6 points. But whatever was said to the Mills boys at half time, they have really upped the ante, Pat.
They have upped the ante, and again, it seems almost like one of those absolutely facts that, a team that's going really well and on a roll, they take the break for the water, the other team gets a chance to fix up a few things and get their act together and get maybe a few harsh words in their ears as well. And another big launching one from Brendan Bugler.
Brendan is getting the smell of this, I tell you. He's going to go on, and there's not. I tell you one thing. There was often talk of Brendan Bugler going to the forwards, but when you're playing at wing back and scoring 1-2, why would you change it? 1 goal and 8 to 6 points, and the ball out to Paddy Donlan, who was another member of that great half back line in midfield for Hundy Ireland in 2013. The ball in with Conor Henry, but there's a ball in for a chance for Conor Crehan. Conor Crehan, a shot, a goal for the Mills, and Whitegate just switched off. 1 goal and 8 to 1 goal and 6. And I'd say Whitegate bench maybe looking at making a change or two, but lack of concentration over there. And Crehan won that, got that ball in, and the puck out comes out to Ian Fahey. Ian Fahey lets it drop out towards Jacob Loughnane, and here the Mills have cut back the deficit. Here's Jacob coming through, trying to take the challenge on. Could he be pulled for over carrying? The ball comes out and it's going to be picked up by Michael Hines. Ian Fahey for Whitegate. Ian Fahey gets it out to Colin Medden. Colin Medden launches down the corner here, looking for Paul Burke. Paul Burke, who has been quite enough here in the first half. Sweet kicks that ball out and lets that ball go away. Out to here. It comes to Fall. Bringing it to take Brendan out on the toe, but the ball goes into Gary. Gary gets away from Dylan White, and here comes Gary. Gary has opened the shoulders. That's the second point. Well, we're down to the minimum. 1 goal and 8 and 1 goal to 7. 1 goal and 8 to 1 goal and 7. But Gary Cooney shining for
Gary Cooney is looking really lively. Dylan White is his hands full, and Dylan White had been doing well early on, Leo. But since that water break, the Mills have upped the ante big time, playing a better ball up to the forwards. Aidan Fall is coming. Funny enough, Brendan Bugler has a goal and 2 points got, and yet Aidan Fall has been on about 6 or 7 possessions, and he's causing, sending in a good ball as well. Cooney is very classy and very speedy, Leo, and he if he gets half a chance, and he's given Dylan White a taller time at the moment. So Mills well back in it now. We really have a match now, Leo.
Yeah, indeed. That good lead that Whitegate had built up has been turned over. It's 1 goal and 8 to 1 goal and 7. This broadcast brought to you in association with Derek Credit Union and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. But an entertaining game here. Just as Aidan Flaherty came on there instead of Sean Cotter at the water break and signalled his intent straight away with a point. So we're down to the minimum here. Whitegate, and we're gone 25 minutes here in this first half, and Whitegate have picked up an injury. I'm not too sure. Is it Tomas Quirk is down there? Whitegate will not want Tomas Quirk down injured. We don't see any sub-warming up, so they don't seem to be too worried about it as of yet. I see the Whitegate man statsman coming down. He has information for the management there, but I think they know quite well what's going on. Tomas Quirk is back in play, and the ball comes out to Owen Quirk for Whitegate. Pops this ball out towards Michael Hines. Michael Hines tries to get away from Conor Henry. He's fouled by Conor Henry, and a chance for Whitegate. Whitegate deciding to go short on this occasion, a free for Michael Hines, and Whitegate could do with a response of a score here as we close into the dying moments here of this really entertaining first half. And there's been a couple of fuckle to Jared Donlan, and Jared Donlan does the needful and brings it up the 20 metres and brings it in inside the 65 for a chance for Michael Hines to extend Whitegate's lead to 2 points. It's 1 goal and 8 to 1 goal and 7 here. Michael Hines right in the Lorna of Hawker, 65 metres out for get the ball, and he had a number of good scores against Kilmaley the last day, and Kilmaley in these, we'll be looking on with intent to see what's going to happen in this game here. And here comes Michael, strikes it straight and through. Goharan Dressnawn, and Whitegate extend their lead to 2 points. 1 goal and 9 to 1 goal and 7. Whitegate needed that score, Pat.
Yeah, they needed that score, is right, Leo. They're keeping ahead, which is the important thing from their point of view. 1-9 to 1-7. The last thing they want to do is concede the lead or even draw by half time, because all their good work will be partly undone. So even having any lead at all going into half time, if they have it, will be good for them. But the Mills will still stay in the last couple of minutes of this half, I'm sure.
And the ball comes out to Hines from Ian Fahey. He gives it out to Colin Burke. Colin you know, who started with a great score, tries to get this ball up, not getting it up in time. But the ball, there's a push in the back there on Michael Hines, and Colin Buckley drops that ball. Push on the back there. Colin just could not get the ball up for Wycott, and Wycott need to stop conceding these soft frees and turning over the possession, giving the initiative back to O'Callaghan's Mills. It's 1-9 to 1-7, and the Mills, like any experienced team, Pat, they just keep chipping away.
Yeah, so naturally they weren't going to give in the ghost after a poor start, Leo, and you know they know well they're capable. Remember, they're last year's county finalists, and they know a little bit about how to win a championship game. But you know, they were a serious trouble early on. Whitegate just were booming in it, and everything was going over the bar, and indeed under the crossbar in one instance for them. But you know, Whitegate have dug in after the water break, and that's gone wide. There's a little bit of a break there for Whitegate. Jacob has put that one wide.
And the quick puck out from Andrew Fahey, and Brendan launched it. Brendan is really loving it here in the first half in O'Garney Park. But the ball comes out to Kieran Cooney. He's beaten himself by Thomas Hogan. Thomas beaten by Michael Cotter. Cotter, I tell you, an unassuming defender, gets the ball in. Because it gets the ball in, here comes to Kieran Cooney, to Brian Donlan as the middle start to run a game. Brian recycles the ball into the middle towards Flaherty. Flaherty gets the ball, but it comes to Jacob Lucknan. Here comes Jacob, shot on it, pop over pass over the bar from Jacob Lucknan, and you know that's the Mills at their very best, Pat. The running game, it started at the defence and they run it up. It's 1-9 to 1-8. The quick puck out from Andrew out to Michael Hines. Good catch from Colin Madden. It was a difficult pass. Colin handballer gets the handball, gets it out to Keenan. Out there looking for the top shooter, the sharp shooter, Brendan Bugler. And Brendan Bugler fouls the O'Callaghan's Mills man. I thought, you know, maybe a time Aidan Fall, they're beginning to get to know one another. Both of them have seen a lot of action here in the first half, but maybe would be better advised maybe to drive that ball in a bit, maybe a bit more. It was working quite well. Paul Burke now going full forward, running. Hayes coming out in the corner. Jacob with a free right in the middle of the field. We're coming down the dying moments here of the first half of this round 2 championship game. It's Whitegate 1-9. O'Callaghan's Mills will go on a late. Here comes Jacob right in the middle of the field. He drills this one. This one is a dangerous one. And the ball, and that was a dangerous ball, and it needed to be blocked away by I'd say it was a Colin Madden. I think Andrew had lost flight of that one. He wasn't, you know, but Colin Madden couldn't take the chance. I'd say it was going to creep in right in by the corner. Good play by experienced play by Madden, and dealt with it. You know, it's better be safe than sorry as we hit 29 minutes here and the clock in the first half, Pat.
Yeah, Whitegate lost momentum a little bit. But look, that's a lot of games are like that, Leo. One team has momentum and they lose it. We'll forget about the water breaks for now because we're maybe driving our listeners mad talking about them too often. So we'll just say that momentum changes in a game. We're not a fan, and we leave it at that. Exactly, we leave it so. But Jacob has a chance now to make up for the last one he missed it. Even though he got the one from play to make up to atone for it, he has the chance to atone from place ball, and he does. Yeah, we are back to level pegging. We are parity restored here in O'Garney Park. And a quick puck out from Ender Fahey. It's 1-9 to 1-9. Charlotte Donlan pulled back Andrew on this occasion. Charlotte Donlan waiting 1 minute, one added minute here in the first half of a really entertaining game. Gets the ball out to Owen. Owen drops it, but gets the ball, drives it long. Got a half a block from Flaherty. Gets the ball out. Donlan goes up for it, but Hayes, Wycott would hopefully see more. He does well. He's an uncompromising, gangly full forward, but he's doing very well. That's a great ball. Unfortunately, just a small bit overhead, and back goes Paul, who's playing back as a half foul, and back got a challenge there from Paul Burke, a rather innocuous challenge there from. Well, he certainly got the attention of Jarlath Donlan, the referee, because he's just been down holding his stomach. It was only a bit of a tip. I thought player go on, but I think he wasn't going to give any free until he went down and kind of looked for it. So looks like a free out there, but a good ball across there. Unfortunately, it just didn't go straight into the hand for Whitegate. So. Wycott will be quite happy though, Pat, the way they had a very good first half. Okay, the second quarter hasn't been to the, but if they could go in even at parity or whatever, they'd be quite happy with that. Be sitting in the game. Nugent drives this one across the field. Nugent, who's had a mixed afternoon, but here's where the ball is out for Crehan. Crehan, one of the top scorers in the championship last year, but such the surface of the firm surface here in O'Garney Park, and that ball goes out over the line ball for Wycott. We're in the injury time in the second minute of injury time. Minute of injury time, so we're at the discretion of Jarlath Donlan. Jarlath Donlan, a busy man. He was linesman in Cusack Park earlier on today, but a
very well respected official, up and coming official, and well respected by all. A line ball going to be taken by Ian Fahey, 35 metres out from his own goals, just in front of the Tommy Morley stand there on the far side of the field. Cuts it rather well, gets the ball down. Hayes gets out in front of it, and it is a Kieran Keenan trying to get that ball up for Whitegate, but it's this man Cotter has won a lot of these important challenges but he loses the ball to McDermott. Here comes McDermott for Whitegate. McDermott trying to go away. Here comes Conor McDermott, recycles the ball back to Paddy Burke, and Paddy Burke shoots, but there's a tail of that one, and it goes out to the left hand side and gone wide. The score remained 1 goal and 9 for Whitegate, 1 goal and 9 for O'Callaghan's Mills, as Gerald Donlan calls for the ball, and we're here at half time here in O'Garney Park in 6 Mile Bridge. 1-9 for the Mills, 1-9 for Whitegate. Whitegate very much in the ascendancy in the first quarter, Pat. However, the Mills took over in the second quarter, but we are, as we started, level pegging.
As we started the game, Leo, and we heard of a game of 2 halves. This is a game of 2 quarters so far, no question. Whitegate absolutely lording it the first half. Everything they hit turned to gold in terms of points and a goal. And the next thing, there was a break, and gradually O'Callaghan's Mills, to their credit, in fairness, come back into it big time. With Sean, I think Aidan Fall, they're getting a good bit of old ball. Sean O'Gorman's come out with a great ball as well. Michael Cotter, you've mentioned, has been a sticky operator and just does his work well. And then up front, Brian Donnellan, or Jacob Leclerc particularly, I suppose, Colin Crehan and Gary Cooney, all effective in pulling back the lead to 1-9 to 1-9. So very, very enjoyable game. Just a little bit like the Scarlett Clarecastle game yesterday. It's all action, Leo. Just had a chance to take a break, but it's all to play for. You'd say the pendulum has swung in favour of the Mills, but maybe the half-time break has come at the wrong time for the Mills.
Yeah, look, we go back to these dreaded water breaks again, and I think maybe the Mills, even though the breeze has died considerably here, is kind of gone altogether. But we would be probably happier to stay playing on there at that second quarter, where Whitegate, really had the initiative at the end of the first quarter, and again, look, we hate saying it, these water breaks have made a huge difference to games and have swung games, there's no doubt about that. But look, it's all to play for again. We're level pegging, and here in O'Garney Park. And Ronan, who's going to win it now? He's saying Whitegate. Ronan is changing his colours midstream. But looking at the Whitegate forwards up, Pat, playing into the breeze and maybe playing lower ball here in this second half might suit them better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if the ball might hang now as well in front of them. The longer ball from the half-back line here, Brendan Bugler and Colin Madden and Ian Fahey and those. So maybe it'll hang a bit in front of them and give them more time to get on it. But at the moment, they've lost their way completely there, especially in the forwards. But the Mills are bound to come into it at some stage, as they have. The Mills, experienced team, know what it's about, county finalists last year, so they know what it's about, and they haven't panicked, and they're back, I suppose, deservedly level, but it's still all to play for both sides.
Owen, we've a real good East Clare derby here. Whitegate and Mills, 1-9 to 1-9 parity as we started. As Pat said, a tale of 2 quarters really.
Yeah, and probably a tale of the best and the worst of the both sides, and probably the reason that both are looking for the first points today, if you know what I mean. We've seen an excellent first quarter from Whitegate, probably couldn't have played any better, got a bit of a break with the goal, but just superbly, just going at it, really hungry. They're probably disappointed with falling away, in their first game against Kilmaley. So went really at it for the first quarter, and then complete opposite in the second quarter. Just kind of sat back, allowed the Mills to come at them, and then we saw some great passes, some glimpses of last year. Really, really fast pace, getting the good players on the ball, Gary Cooney and Colin Crehan. It's probably a fair enough result or a fair enough score at half time to be level.
But as you said, the Whitegate dropped off in the second quarter. No doubt, but the challenges weren't coming in here in the full back line. They were running the ball through, and it turned out, but that goal then was that the Mills got, really has changed the game again.
Yeah, no, totally. And it just shows that how quickly the likes of Whitegate, the confidence just kind of goes. You know what I mean? They were flying. They couldn't be any more confident. You're 8 points up at one stage of the first quarter, and you think to yourself, they'll be hard to be beaten here. They had the advantage of the win now, which is now with the Mills, and suddenly their advantage is completely gone. So it's very, very disappointing for them, because they played so well in the first quarter and then just to completely collapse. But you'd have to say that both sides, really, really slow on the puck outs. Paddy Donlan, and he got one for the goal. That was his third puck out in a row, getting it. If you're not man marking him, and the same thing with Brendan Bugler at this side. The Mills have just allowed him to catch ball after ball, and there was a bit of a dispute there on the line. You're outdoors today, so you can hear the benches that bit more. You can hear the old argy-bargy, but that's basic stuff. There's puck out men, a bit like Dermot Nash yesterday. The amount of ball that went to him, there's a reason he's there at wing back. You know what I mean? So they have to tighten up on those just small things to just can turn a game, as we saw from that goal came directly from Paddy Donnelly.
But with two evenly matched teams, as you say, Owen, it is tight margins, and breaks like that are going to decide the winning and the losing of the game.
Absolutely, but you have to say it's almost advantage the Mills at this stage. Going on last year's experience, that general experience that they have throughout their spine, and the fact that they have whatever conditions are there. And we've had a nice weekend of weather-wise, but I think the wind has picked up a small bit here, so it is in their favour for the second half. And I think they've come into the game now. They were desperately poor in that first quarter, and you just couldn't believe how bad they were. But they've settled now, and I think they'll benefit from it.
Owen, it's a subject we've been talking about here during the first half, and we've probably said we wouldn't talk about it anymore, but we're going to talk about it. Kane Tomila, this water break. The water break, it really took the stuffing out of Wycombe at the end of the first quarter, and now the Mills are totally on top going in at half-time. Half-time probably came at the wrong time for them. Your thoughts?
Yeah, no, absolutely, and you're right. And we've seen it too often to be coincidental at this stage. You know what I mean? There has been just defining periods which have worked out to be the quarter, and you can see how it works, and it goes against you because if you have the wind in your sails, you don't want the quarter to end. You know what I mean? You don't want it to go. But it's good for the team that's in trouble, because you can say we've got 15-minute blocks. If you can get us to 15 minutes here, and especially if you're playing against the wind, get us to 15 minutes, then get us to half-time, then get us to, it's that small increment. It nearly suits an underdog team.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I suppose one of another issue out in a different venue in Croke Park today, one of the biggest results in a long time, especially in ladies football, is the Meath Ladies footballers beating Dublin to win the All-Ireland Senior Ladies Football Championship. It's only a number of years ago that Dublin beat them by 40 points in the championship game, but all that is forgotten today. And I tell you, the Royal County, their young lads are coming at minor, the ladies are back. It's now up to the big lads to drive on.
Well, I can tell you the couple of games are clear, and there were sobering games against Meath, and I think the most impressive thing that I saw from Meath is they have a very, very rigid system. And they brought on 15 substitutes. There was unlimited subs in the National League. They brought on 15 substitutes, and they all adhere to the same structure. If you were bringing on a load of subs, normally the game plan goes out the window and people start going everywhere. But they've changed all 15 players, and the structure was there. That shows the discipline that's been bred into them over a number of years. Eamon Murray has done a phenomenal job there. And you know what? I'm not surprised. I'm surprised that they immediately sprung. I'm not surprised they're going to win in All-Ireland, but I'm just surprised how soon it has been.
Yeah, and I think it came a bit sooner than we all expected. It was on the horizon. There's no doubt about that. And congrats to Eamon Murray and all the colleagues in Coonton will be here on Tron on a show. Here back to O'Garney Park. Own in a word, Mills or Whitegate?
Well, as I said just previously, I think the Mills have the advantage now. I think they just have that bit of momentum in their favour, and they also have the wind in their back. So I think that's defining enough, because we saw against Kilmaley, it was that second half that Whitegate kind of fell away. They did plenty of scoring in the first half, so they're going to have to buck a big trend here to win this game. But both are fighting on their backs, but I just give the Mills that's just a bit of an edge.
Yeah, Owen, as always, thanks very, very much. I see Tommy Holland is warming up there. I'd say he's going to be sprung for Whitegate. A very, 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 very experienced player, Tomas Holland, a man who's served Whitegate, but had been away for a long number of years, had played underage for Clare and at senior level. So they're going to throw in his experience, and they will need it all. Owen has gone for the Mills. Are you concurring with that? Are you still going to give the men from Whitegate a chance?
Well, you sort of have to go for the Mills. I think, one quarter never made a summer. I know the Mills have only one quarter played well, which is the last quarter that we've seen. So maybe their tails are up, and maybe at half time, and maybe the Mills again not doing well against Kilmaley in the second half. There could be a trend there, as Owen said. So look, a shaky vote to the Mills, but here's hoping that Whitegate will keep this game really going to the end and give us something to really enjoy in the last few minutes that could go either way, and that's all we want to see as neutrals. But a shaky vote to the Mills, Leo, but not with any great confidence. Yeah, indeed, we're going to be back in action here sooner rather than later here in O'Garney Park. Just to let you know, it's 1 goal and 9 to 1 goal and 9, so parity. Whereas we started, and Wycombe now defending the goal at Kilmurray, and who's going to make the better start here in the second half? And it looks like Brian Donlan, and real leader for Callans Mills, gets the ball into Crehan. The ball comes out here and is out with Michael Hines for Wycombe started the first half and they're going direct again, looking for the ball, looking for Paddy Burke. Paddy Burke puts up his hand and the ball comes out to Paul had to go, but Paul, I tell you, one of the most underrated forwards in the county, Paul Burke,
puts Wycott back in the lead, 110 to 1-9. Paul has been quite by his standards in the first half, but I tell you one thing, he's a forward you just love watching. He's economy of effort.
A beautiful finish, Leo, by him, snapshot. But the thing is, this high ball in has worked again a few times. The two Burks working for each other, and they're not giants of men at all. So it's a strange thing. You'd imagine the Burks like the ball in front of him, but it's working the other way.
And the ball in from Flaherty, and that one does a tail, and that one gone out to the right hand side and gone wide. But Flaherty has done well for the Mills since he came in. They puck out from Andrew Fahey, out to Tomas Quirk. Tomas going back, going to find solace and comfort with the cousin Owen. Owen gets it out to Ian Fahey. Fahey going to take on Brian Donlan. Not an easy thing to do, being held by Donlan. But Fahey drives that ball up into the corner. Gets the ball. Who's going to get there? It's Conor Cooney. Conor Cooney and Paul Burke. Cooney, the experienced fullback for the Mills. Here comes Conor Cooney coming out for the Mills. And Paul just gets the ball into Cotter. Cotter's going to lose it. Paddy Burke after him. Out he comes out to Aidan O'Gorman. O'Gorman switches the play across, but Michael Hines, can Michael Hines get his hand on this one? He does indeed. Michael Hines gets the ball, pets it into Ian Fahey. Fahey right in the middle of the field. He drives this one direct, and that's, I tell you, whatever it is about these breaks, Ian Fahey.
Well, Whitegate seem to love starting off a game, starting off halves, Leo, because they're on fire again. Everything, they're fighting hard for the ball, and great striking over the bar from distance. So
yeah,
wonderful.
1-11 to 1-9. The ball comes green. Here comes Jacob Loughnane. Jacob is going through. Here comes Jacob Loughnane. Aidan Flaherty's loose. Loughnane gets the ball out to Cooney. A shot. Oh, and it's gone to the wide. Hit off the side netting, but Andrew Fahey was there.
He was covering it.
He was covering. Andrew had it covered. He was on the knees. He had to hold it up. He was also praying, but I tell you, his prayers were answered as Gary hit the side netting.
Must have been a quick prayer, Leo, because it wasn't much time. But in fairness to Andrew, he seemed to have it covered, but it went 3 inches wide, right hand side of the post, hit the side netting. A bit of a let off there. A good run through the middle by the Mills.
Indeed, unfortunately, it looks like there's an injury picked up. Is it by? I'm not sure. Is it Colin Burke is back there in who picked up a leg injury, and he's walking rather gingerly coming out here. Colin, who has been troubled with an injury that just does not seem to go away, and Fiona Sampson in there trying to give him attention there. I suppose she's learning all that medical there from her son. He's here in front of us. But look, it's a puck out going to come for Andrew Fahey and Colin Burke. Colin Burke gingerly making his way back out to the middle of the field. But he's 1 goal and 11 for Wycott, 1 goal and 9 for the Mills. Just the start Wycott wanted. Yeah,
they're back in front. They got that margin in front again. I think the wind means nothing, Leo. It's like the flags are limp again, and I think even when that little breeze was low, I don't think it's affected the game very much. We thought maybe it was, and it wasn't. So it doesn't need to be. Brendan Bugler has turned and won this one.
Yeah, Brendan gets away from that ball from Andrew Fahey. Andrew gets it out to Holland, who's in instead of Tomas Hogan. That ball goes down, and Owen Quirk, the ball gets down and comes out to Tomas Quirk. Tomas Quirk gives it out to the cousin Owen, and gives it back to Andrew Fahey. Andrew Fahey playing around, lovely soft hurling here, and out to Brendan Bugler. Brendan isn't going to mess around with it. Indeed, he just tips the ball off to Michael Hines. Michael Hines about to take the challenge of Conor Henry, and Michael lets that ball drop, and the ball comes to Henry. Gets it out. Here comes Sean O'Gorman for O'Callaghan's Mills. O'Gorman coming through, pops the ball to the unknown Kieran Cooney being chased by Kieran Keenan. Gets the ball in towards Colin Crehan, but the posse is back there. Who's going to get the ball up? The ball comes to Kieran Cooney shoots off his left hand side, and the ball tails out to the right hand side and got wide. The score remains Wycott 1 goal and 11 to the Mills is 1 goal and 9. So a puck out coming from Andrew Fahey, the Wycott goalkeeper, taking time to calm the situation down here. And this situation, Wycott have made the better start here in the second half. What's Andrew going to do? Is he going to go along with this one? 4 minutes gone. He goes short to Colin Madden. A real linchpin. Not a great strike, but it could turn out the right way. But Colin Burke loses the ball, but he gets it. He recovers, and here comes the ball up. Colin Burke trying to pick it up for Wycott with the right scrum there in the middle of the field, but it breaks out to Burke. Burke will open the scoring. Takes a hefty challenge here. Here comes Colin Burke and the ball, and he knew the advantage was coming. But I tell you, Wycott, they've come in. Terence Fahey, whatever the oracle he has worked at half time here, has really upped the ante for the Wycott players here at the start of the second half. And 1 goal and 11 to 1 goal and 9. Flags did again, Pat. So
No, the wind isn't a factor. If it is, it's very little of a factor, really. I mean, no, it's more about the attitude of the players, and obviously Whitegate must hear very inspiring words just before the match starts, and indeed at half time, because they come out flying it, and just they didn't so much getting the nice scores as winning the rucks and winning those
the dirty
ball, and they're tearing into it. Whereas that was gone from them in the last 10 minutes of the first half. So no doubt, of course, the Mills are going to definitely have their moment of their moment of dominance again, maybe before long. But here's a chance for Whitegate to get 3 points up, which is in a kind of a game like this is a fair one, gap enough.
Yeah, a free for Michael Hines. Righty, Lorna Parker here. Michael Hines, can he extend Whitegate's lead? A good strike of a dead ball, Michael, but he never looked convincing on that one at all. And it went out to the right hand side and gone wide. And Killy Nugent had started this game very, very fast with the puck out to Sean O'Gorman. Sean O'Gorman, who took a challenge there from Paul Buck. Paul Buck could have been put. Conor McDermott for Whitegate. McDermott playing very well at centre forward, and I think Charlotte Allen has picked up. There's attention. There's a Mills player. It's O'Gorman has gone down. He took a hefty challenge there from Paul Buck.
And Sean O'Gorman has been very effective in the game, Leo, in fairness to me. He was coming forward from the cornerback with brilliant balls and laid them off well as well. And
Sean O'Gorman gingerly picking himself up there off the floor. The referee or the linesman trying to keep the player, the management in. I think they're already out giving him words of advice, and Whitegate just checking onto the whereabouts of Colin Burke. Colin, a tremendous player, Pet. You can see when he's in full flow, very good to watch. Unfortunately, he had that injury that is curtailing some of his movement, but he was moving quite freely there, and maybe hopefully he'll be able to run it off. And we're interested to see what way Gerald Donlan is going to restart this action now with the Mills, because Whitegate were in possession.
He hasn't given a clear signal, so we don't know what's happening.
So Michael Hines is over there with the ball,
like
with the ball in hand. He did seem to signal for a free for Whitegate, and then pull back for obviously to check on the well-being of Sean O'Gorman, which is of primary. First of all, health is most important of all players. But unless we welcome all our listeners wherever you're tuned in today here on this broadcast brought to you associated Derek Credit Union and our outside broadcast sponsored by Michael Long Construction. And just in case, it is Whitegate who are in the ascendancy by Whitegate, 1 goal and 11 to 1 goal and 9. It looks like it is an indirect a line. He's an indirect free. Michael Hines gets the ball up to Ronan Hayes. Hayes gets the ball. Is he going to recycle it? He's coming in. Is he going to have a shot off his left hand side? Indeed, Hayes has a shot off his left. That's a tremendous score. I tell you, Pat, 7 minutes gone. I know there's injury time, but I tell you, this is a man that we're going to hear an awful lot more about. Ronan Hayes, left and right, up and high. He doesn't matter to him. He's well able to mix it. Now Nugent going long as Mills changed their tactic.
Just thought he was taking the wrong option there by go for the point from narrow angle, but he just struck it so purposely, not too high, not too wild, just a lovely flick off his left hand side from the sideline over the bar. A beautiful point.
And the ball from Gary Cooney, and the ball comes back off the post. 8 and 4. Oh, and the Mills Whitegate backs. Not tuned in, and look at you always have to be awake at all times, and Aidan Fall was the first man to latch on that. We're level pegging, it's 112 to 2-9. Another sucker ball for Whitegate. Ian Fahey with the puck out from Andrew, drives this ball. What can Whitegate's reply be? They're all go. Holland goes up, breaks the ball down to Paul Burke. Who's going to get it? And the ball is with Paul Buck. Thomas Holland trying to win it for Whitegate. Conor McDermott trying to get it for Whitegate. But indeed it's to Mills, and Conor Cooney comes out, gets the ball out to Pat Donlan. Donlan with a lovely relaxed ball out to Brian Donlan, but he's intercepted by Cullen, the impressive Cullen Madden in the back. And Cullen Madden splits the post. That's tremendous play from Whitegate. Every time, whatever bomb is thrown at them, they come back with a reply, Pat.
Yeah, those balls off the post, Leo. I mean, sometimes you blame a defender for not being awake, but you have to credit the forward. Just came back off the post. Defenders were caught unawares, didn't know what to do. We caught flat-footed, and it broke the fall. And fair play to him, a bullet of a shot to finish it. But it's a setback. It's a body blow. But Whitegate seemed to be handling it well, and they got straight back, playing the ball around to each other, and they kept their cool.
And here the ball is out now with Brendan Bugler, recycled to Michael Hines to Brendan Bugler. Bugler is mad to go on the attack today. Doesn't know about a kind of a funny kind of half-pass, but Thomas Holland shoots on sight. Thomas Holland with the shot. And it's back off the post, and it comes out for Hayes. Hayes a shot. It's gone over the bar. I don't know what way. I'm not sure what way he meant but Killian, I'm not sure what Killian Newton was at there. The ball seemed to be hanging. I thought he'd have tipped into the net again, but in fairness to Hayes, he made it. 1 goal and 14 to 2-9. Whitegate ahead by 2 points. The puck off from Killian goes down the field fast, down towards Gary Cooney and Aidan Fall. Cooney is breaking through from away from Owen Quirk. Here comes Cooney, and Cooney shoots. Go hard, that's now we're back to the minimum. It's all action, 114 to 210.
That's a really good game, Leo. Goal mouth action, good tackles, good hurling, good striking, good control of the ball. It's all happening here. Really, really entertaining. And the quick puck out, not allowed. Ian Fahey had a lovely ball in forward, but Charlotte Donlan reckons has to be taken again. Whitegate are disappointed with that. But it's a really enjoyable game. What a weekend of hurling we're having.
Yeah, feast of action, and Whitegate are working this shot puck out quite well. You know, Scariff, Jim Hickey yesterday, you could the ball was held even over the bar and Jim was letting off. So you know, you see it refereed one day, and he added really to the excitement of the game. I thought he didn't stop it at any time. The ball now recycled from Andrew Fahey out to Owen Quirk. Owen Quirk gives it out to Ian Fahey. We're back with Ian Fahey trying to take on the challenge of Brian Donlan. Gets it out to Owen Quirk. Owen gets it into Colin Madden, who got a great point a number of minutes ago, being fouled by Gary Cooney, and Cullum decides to take the heat out of the situation and just hold on to the ball and play for the free. I think he was going to get advantage. Gary now is doing a bit of refereeing. He's brought the ball back, and indeed a fella he'd know quite well, Michael Hines, just takes the ball off him. I'd say they would have had tea together. There's no doubt about that. There's a close connection there, but
it's great to see the coolness of Owen Quirk there, Leo. You know, just not blazing an old ball, getting hooked to block, just giving the ball in, and a well-won free.
Yeah, calmness personified is Quirk, a real leader, and here's Michael Hines. Ilorna Parker, a reach. Okay, there's a sub on for O'Callaghan's Mills as Michael Hines is going taking this free. Michael strikes this one. There's a lot better strike on this one. It's gone straight and through, and it looks like Colm Cleary is going to come in. Ronan Keane said to me it's Colm Cleary, not out of Ronan. He's going to come on for the Mills, who is going to be replaced for O'Callaghan's Mills. It's now 1 goal and 15. That's 18 points. 2 goals and 10. That's 16. Indeed, it's Brian Donlan. Brian Donlan's coming after Mills. So Colm Cleary on and Brian Donlan off. So the Mills emptying the bench here, and Brian Donlan maybe not fully fit. He was suffering from injury there lately as well. Nugent. Now we have the direct tactic straight down on top of Gary Cooney, and the ball breaks in towards Jacob Ducknan and Ian Fahey. Jacob Ducknan, there is going to be a foul pulled for the tip on the hurley by Ian Fahey. You know, maybe a small bit of a lack of concentration there because that ball broke, but Jacob was onto of a flash. Andrew trying to line up the goals. Andrew is on his own side of the goals at the moment. What's Jacob going to do? But Fahey stands in front of him. 1 goal and 15 to 2 goals and 10. 12 minutes gone here in the second half here, the first quarter here in O'Garney Park in Sixmile Bridge, and Jacob with a chance to bring this back to the minimum. Indeed he does, no mistake about that. One very easy one by his standards. 1 goal and 15 to 2 goals and 11. We're back to the minimum. Andrew Fahey. How are Whitegate going to respond to that one? Here comes Andrew. Is he going to go long on this occasion? No, indeed, he goes short. And to Tomas Quirk, always available for the puck out. Whitegate working this short puck out quite well. Here comes Tomas, trying to get away. But indeed, he's set up on this occasion, and he's robbed by Cleary. Here comes Cleary. Are we level in O'Garney Park? We're level in O'Garney Park. 1 goal and 15 to 2 goals and 12. And you know, it looks great when it works, but it's not so good. And the puck out. And indeed, Jared, let's this one off. Here comes Ian Fahey careering through, gets the ball out, he passes the ball off out to O'Gorman, and here comes the Mills. It is Colin Crehan. Is there a tailnet? Indeed there is a tailnet. He's gone out to the left hand side and gone wide. The score remains 115 to 212. The puck out from Andrew Fahey out towards Paddy Burke. Paddy has been quite by his standards and loses this one to Conor Henry. Conor Henry again loses it. Who's going to get it? It's Dylan White, but it's Crehan. Crehan recycles a good ball. It's stopped by Brendan Bugler. Quirk needs to win this over Whitegate, indeed does. A real leader is Quirk. Gets the ball out to Dylan White. Dylan White having problems trying to get it up for Whitegate, but gets it up at the second attempt and then pops a low ball into Owen Quirk. Quirk, who would have often had played in the forwards, and then he say he should be up there. Quirk turns off his left hand side, but he just drives his ball into the safe hands of Nugent, and Nugent knows that Quirk is gone and he's gone driving this down. Brendan Bugler is back minding the house. Aidan Fall, he's gone taking on Brendan Bugler. He's been pulled back by Brendan Bugler. Fall is a strong man and he shot and he had put it in. I tell you, and I'd say Brendan knows what's coming. But I tell you, to safer pull him up down outside
there, has to be on the way. Yeah, he did pull him up well outside.
Fall is a strong man, Pat.
He did he's a very strong fellow, and he lets Brendan look slight enough. But what's fascinating is that Killian Nugent now is actually launching every puck out really, really long, straight down, no messing with their own short puck outs, and they're landing around the 21, and they're causing a bit of trouble for Whitegate. And it was the same with Whitegate in the first half. So whatever is in that end opposite the school, the far end, the Kilmurray end, I think you call it, it seems to be a place where high ball, lob it in will cause consternation. So the Mills are going long almost every puck out now and every clearance, which is very interesting.
Yeah, 115 to 212 and a chance for Jacob Buchanan as we come towards the water break here in the second half. And Jacob, the chance to put the Mills into the lead for the first time in a long time, and indeed he does, puts it over the bar. 1 goal and 2-13 for O'Connell's Mills, 1 goal and 15 for Wycott. The quick puck out from Andrew gives it to Ian Fahey, and this is a direct ball from Ian Fahey. Wycott working the direct ball, and the ball who has it above, and indeed it is Jerry Cooney, or it is Kieran Jerry. Yes, indeed it's Jerry who gives it out to Sean O'Gorman. Wycott need to up the intensity as the Mills are beginning to put the runner on Wycott. The ball from in down to Jacob Loughnane. Jacob Loughnane is robbed in turn by Tomas Quirk. Tomas Quirk, lovely touch from Tomas out to Brendan. Brendan gets the ball across to Colin Burke. Can Burke equalise? Burke shot is half blocked down, but he comes to Kieran Keenan. Kieran has been quiet. He takes on Paddy Donlan. Here comes Kieran. Gets the ball out to Paul Burke. Paul Burke, a shot from Paul Burke, and we're level. I tell you, Pat, it's a championship match of the very, very highest quality.
It's brilliant to watch, Leo. You know, intelligent play from a lot of the time. That was a brilliant move from Whitegate. 3 or 4 players involved. Brilliant control, perfect passing and taking, and a lovely score from Paul Burke.
2:13 to 1:16. The long ball from Kenny Nugent. Colin Madden. Quirk goes up. He's having a great game at the heart of the Whitegate defence. And here comes Brendan. Brendan gets the ball out to Michael Hines. Michael Hines gets it into Colin. Here comes Whitegate in full flow. Colin Burke. Whitegate could do a score and a good. Here comes Colin careering through. A shot from Colin Burke, but he's half blocked down by Michael Cotter, and the ball goes off the stick of Cotter or over the line ball for Whitegate. But I tell you, Pat, both teams are asking serious questions of one another.
Yeah, and there's no such thing as momentums. You'll be in one team for 10 minutes or 15 and the other. It's actually every second score now, score for score, up and down the field. Brilliant to watch, very entertaining, perfect conditions for hurling. Actually ideal conditions for hurling. There isn't even a bright sun to bother goalkeepers or to bother defenders or anything like that. So just a nice dull dry evening balmy here in the bridge, and more warm weather to come at the Kelly this week. Leo, we'll all be glad you don't put away the sunblock yet, but definitely a wonderful game to watch. Anyone's game. You just think slightly that the Mills may still that little bit be stronger when it comes to maybe the nitty-gritty of it, but look, Whitegate playing very well in their own right as well.
Yeah, and that long ball gone down, that line ball from Michael Hines to Tommy Holland was intercepted. Look at, we're at the 3/4 stage. We are still as we started. We were level at half time. We are level at the 3rd quarter. I tell you, it's going to take a huge effort from whoever wants this most to stay in the championship. 1 goal and 16 for Whitegate, 2 goals and 13 for the Mills. Pat, your thoughts at this stage?
First of all, Leo, it's extremely entertaining. Let's say that first of all. Secondly, to give credit to both sets of players and their mentors. Just the fitness of the players, the movement is fantastic. There's people covering an awful lot of ground out there, all very constructive. There's no negative play, like everybody's attacking, everybody wants to set up scores. There's no such thing as pulling back forwards into defence and putting up roadblocks like that. It's really entertaining, old-fashioned hurling in many, many ways, as you said, very similar to yesterday's Scariff Castle game. So, look, it's very hard to call it, and it may well be a point each at the end of it, Leo, and it probably isn't much good to either of them, but it could end up that way. But I have been just slightly favouring the Mills, and you just think that maybe it might be easier score to Kilmurray, and especially with those long balls going down with the light breeze that's there. But a lot of very good, very entertaining play, and is it very, very kind of how would I say, honest to goodness hurling with no cynicism or anything like that.
Yeah, and again, a major turning point in that game was the ball that came back off the post for Aidan Fall, and of course Fall just doubling, no time to think, just doubling the first time and roofed it past Andrew Fahey, who had the hope in hitting the goals, but Fall. And you mentioned that the battle between himself and Bugler is really interesting. Bugler has a goal and Bugler has a goal and 2, and I'd say Fall could have a goal and 2 even got no at this stage. But I suppose the Mills seems to be finding just that bit easier maybe to get the scores, and it's whoever wants it most now, Pat.
Whoever wants it most now, I think the last quarter will hardly be as open. You imagine people start digging in, will either side pull back somebody and just try and defend and win the last quarter 4 points 3 or something, rather than trying to win it by about 1-9 to 1-8, so that's hardly going to happen. I'd say that there will be tightening up, but players will be getting tired. There may be injuries, there may be Cleary come in there as effective getting a point straight away for the Mill, so the benches make a difference. You wouldn't know who Whitegate might bring in. I know you will say we have Tommy Holland in.
Denny Hines is a man that could be sprung now at any stage. He had been warming up there, so he could be sprung. And looks like he's gone in. And Fionn Hickey is being introduced for the Mills as well. So both management's emptying the bench. He's not a 15-man game anymore. So it looks like Fionn Hickey is coming in for the Mills. Denny Hines is in for Wycott. It looks like at this stage. So we'll see who's gone off. I'd say it could be Paddy Buck. Maybe he's gone off for Wycott.
Had you better check with Ronan to see who's going to win it now, Leo?
Who's going to win now, Ronan?
He's taking a Wycott for the second time in a row, yeah.
I'm not sure whether you're the kiss of death or not.
I love to sit with very good teacher.
Who? Oh, good God. You hear that? And I tell you, there's no need to test what parish that man is from. There's no doubt about that. And the game going to be restarting with a puck.
Doesn't care for noise neighbours.
Ender Fahey out to Owen Quirk. Who can start the initiative here? Owen is going to go along, just drives it up the field. There'll be tired bodies and tired minds there. Looking for Ronan Hayes. Jerry Cooney goes up and the ball comes out. Who's it going to break out to? It breaks out to Michael Hines. A shot for Michael Hines. And that was a chance for Michael, but missed chances and the puck out here coming from Nugent again. The runners are coming, but that was a chance from Michael. A man of his capability maybe should have just steadied the ship a small bit and gone for it, but unfortunately went to the puck out. Great puck out from Nugent out to Sean O'Gorman and it clears up, and here he comes. The ball who is it? Is it Colm Cleary? And the ball coming across, well picked out there by Dylan White and Dylan White playing well at cornerback, drives that ball up the field but finds the sanctuary of the sideline. The breeze beginning to blow up again. Wycott would have to take all the chances, as will the Mills, Pat. Any chance that goes astray is nearly, a nail and a boost to the opposition.
Yeah, Wycott probably find it that little bit harder to make inroads in the Mills' defence at this stage. Things slightly opening up a bit more in the Wycott half-back line there off and on. The Mills maybe aren't taking full advantage, but you just get the feeling that the Mills are going to find it that little bit easier to get through. Now, whether they can finish or not is the other question. 116-213, still no change. And having said that, Wycott have got some fantastic scores in this game already, so who's to say they won't do it again.
And a line ball, it looks like it's a Tommy Holland, and that was a vital ball for Tommy Holland to win, which he did win. Tommy, who has had a great experience. Michael Hines going to hit his free, going across the field, looking for Denny Hines. Denny, who's introduced. I'm not too sure was that the best option at this stage of the game, but the ball comes out to Conor Cooney. Conor having his hands full with Ronan Hayes, and maybe got away with get that ball, gets it into the centre back O'Gorman. O'Gorman has been quiet, but gets the ball out to Fall now being challenged by Ian Fahey. Fall is going to open up, and here he goes. A strong man is Fall, playing quite well at wing forward. His goal had brought him Fall with a shot. I tell you, that's a tremendous score. I tell you, Pat, this is a hard man to stop in full flight.
Aidan Fall has done a lot of good holding for the Mills Leo that didn't necessarily all lead in scores, but he has a lot of possessions and he's used it quite well on the ball, a huge amount, strong fellow as well, so a great score then for Mills by Fall.
The ball up from Ian Fahey up here, he comes here, and then who's it? Is it Kieran Keenan? And they asked the question. In fairness to him, there's great character shown by Whitegate, 2-14 to 1 goal in 17, also shown by the Mills. And I tell you one thing, this is going to go right down to the wire.
And just as we said, the sun, there was no sun to worry about. The sun is now shining from obviously from the west, but it's shining kind of from the school side towards the Kilmurray end, and maybe it might cause some trouble for Andrew. Let's hope it doesn't. And
the ball comes in from Cleary. Young Cleary gets the ball up, but it comes out to Conor McDermott. McDermott doing well. He's been held up, but he's been robbed by Colin Crehan. I thought maybe he just a free and that's it, but no quarter Esther given here. We're right in the Mills in the Wycott half back line. Brendan Bugler, and he's a free given again. Sean O'Gorman. I thought maybe the free could have come in a bit earlier. Wycott really upping their intensity, and Andrew Fahey will no doubt come out from the cool bar. Toshig chalked him up. This is a chance for Andrew Fahey in his own half back line. And Brendan trying to steal a couple of yards. 20 minutes gone here, 10 minutes left in this championship game. Who is going to take the spoils? Are the Mills going to get their first points after 2 consecutive defeats, or are Wycott going to get their first points after that first round opening defeat to the men from Kilmaley? And it's level pegging, or are we going to have parity? But here's Andrew Fahey, normally good for a score or two in a game. Wycott would love to see this one going over Killeen Nugent's crossbar.
Big ask, Leo.
A big ask into that breeze, but he will have it. He will get a good shot in it, and he meets it quite well. Is it going to go all the way? Seems to be a tail it. He's dropping it. Nugent, in fairness to Nugent, that's a good catch inside in the goals, and he's met by Ronan Hayes. I tell you, a brave goal he put up. There was bodies there. He put up his hand. It was a good catch.
Nugent did very well there, Leo. In fairness, that was a really a tricky one and a lot of traffic around, but he did extremely well to catch it safely and win the free. Great distance by Andrew Fahey against the breeze, against a bit of a breeze there from a long way out. A great free, just didn't have the legs to make it fully.
And now the referee has brought this free up 20 yards. There's a sub coming on. I'd say, is it Conor Cooney? Elam Hill is coming in. He'll come into the square. Looks like he's a Adrian Flaherty. He's going off Flaherty who come in and got a point there after coming on. But here's a chance now for the Mills. And Ronan Hayes and Conor, I'm not too sure what happened. There seemed to be an awful lot of, not a whole lot, handbag stuff there going on. And is the referee going to go in to ask the umpires? You know, is it Michael Cotter seems to be has the helmet off? Not too sure. Charlotte Donlan doesn't seem to be too concerned about what went on, but you can hear there from the officials, stay focused as Adrian Flaherty makes his way up to the bench. He got a point after coming on, but there is a free for O'Connell's Mills on their own 21. What's Nugent going to do? He's going to look for the runners. Drives the ball out across, looking for Colin Crehan. Crehan has been quiet. Conor McDermott now back as a corner back, and Wycott. A line ball gone out 20 metres out from their own goals. It's going to be taken by Michael Hines. Pat, your thoughts within the dying moments here, and 117 to 214.
I suppose 8 minutes of normal time, Leo. There'll be a couple of minutes obviously at the end. Look, it's anyone's game, there's no question about it. It's died down a little bit as you'd expect, because it's been helter-skelter for over 50 minutes now. Absolutely brilliant hurling to watch. A huge amount of movement, but they're still not finished. But it's now a question of maybe a mistake or maybe a bit of inspiration, and let's see maybe a rest decision. Let's see how it goes.
And the ball is out with Paul Burke. I thought he could have got a free, and also could have been a free given again the other way. He's going to throw in the ball. I tell you, it's all action stuff here, but Kevin Curry is calling the ball out over. I think it was a Paul Burke maybe went out over the line on the far side. As Pat said, the intensity has dropped. People are probably afraid to make a mistake now at this stage. It's who's going to, and indeed the referee is going to have an award. It looks like, is it with Colin Burke over there on the far side of the field? Yeah, it looks like Colin has incurred the wrath of the referee. Maybe a couple of fuckle too much to the linesman, maybe or not, but we'll see. He's going to start with a line ball. Yellow card. So look at it is 117 for Wycott, 214 for the Mills. That's level. A line ball for the Mills, and that's gone out over the line.
Straight out.
Poor line ball, and a chance now for Wycott and Michael Hines. What Wycott could do with one of Michael Hines' specials here right in front of the Tommy Morey stand, right under the sign. And Ronan is wondering about the time. He's gone mad for Wycott. He wanted the Mills relegated, of course, such as the Bridgeman. Michael Hines with the line ball here for Wycott. Conor McDermott lighting there with intent. What's Michael going to do? Is he going to drive it in? Indeed, he drives a good ball. This has gone all the way in. Can Hayes go up the hand? The ball drops in. A shot. Paddy Burke. A goal! It's Kieran Keenan. Michael Hines' line ball went the whole way into Kieran Keenan. Is that a game defining moment in O'Garney Park at 6 Mile Bridge? Wycott 217, O'Callaghan's Mills 214.
A big moment, Leo. Now can Wycott keep their heads, keep the focus? They conceded a few times there after scoring well in the first quarter. Can they keep their heads now in the next few possessions? But a lovely finish by Keane, in fairness to him, after a brilliant line ball yet again by Hines.
And here comes Gary Cooney. Gary Cooney drops the hurl. He switches off his right hand side. A shot from Gary Cooney. And indeed, that's a tremendous response from Cooney. A ball that maybe Colin Burke could have cut out, but it's 217 to 215. I tell you this, we have seen everything. We've seen marvellous scores, great defending, great hurling here in O'Garney Park at 6 Mile Bridge. 24 and a half minutes gone. That's 5.5 plus injury time. So Andrew Fahey with the puck out for Wycott. There will be a response in the Mills. Andrew goes short and gives it out to Owen Quirk. Owen deals with it and then drives that ball. Could have been pulled maybe. And the ball comes down towards Aidan O'Gorman. O'Gorman catches it clean. He's blocked down by Paul Burke. And I tell you, the challenge is, there's no one getting a free puck here.
The intensity is up. The intensity is up again, Leo, for sure. Yeah.
But the ball is gone back into Conor Cooney. Conor Cooney gets it out to Killian Nugent, and Nugent. Good play by Nugent. He was very lucky. He done well in fairness to him, because Kieran Keenan was coming at pace. The ball is out with Michael Cotter. A shot from Michael Cotter, and indeed Michael Cotter has put it over the bar, and we're back to the minimum. He salutes the crowd. I tell you, a Michael Cotter point is a special point, because he doesn't get too many. 217 to 216. The Mills have nullified that goal nearly immediately. The ball out from Ian for Andrew to Ian. Ian, no relation, drives this ball up towards Keenan. Keenan puts up the hand, but the ball comes to Hayes, and the ball comes out to Tommy Holland, but it's Conor Henry going back towards his own goals to Conor Cooney. Cooney launches it. This one is down on top of Conor Cooney from Elam Hill, but the ball goes in. Cooney's a big strong man. Here comes Cooney from Elm Hill. He's gone in. Cooney a shot. Great save by Andrew Fahey. Great save by Andrew Fahey, and Quirk picks up the day. Oh, and a high challenge there by Conor Cleary. Here comes Owen Quirk. Gets the ball out to Brendan. Brendan decides to just launch it for Whitegate. Get the ball up, and it's going to be caught by Sean O'Gorman. Sean O'Gorman, it comes off the hand of O'Gorman. Out over the line for Whitegate. I tell you, the momentum is kind of, we'd get the ball, and the touches, the breaks seem to be going their way, but that was a brilliant save from Andrew Fahey.
An absolutely outstanding save, Leo. Nothing hasn't to dive across to the post like that. He had to come out and be brave, make himself big, and that ball was hitting for the roof, and he just stopped it over his head from about 2 yards. Brilliant save.
Cooney is a strong. There's two Conor Coonies. You have a Cooney at full back, Conor Cooney, the Rocky, and Conor Cooney, Elm Hill at full forward. And I tell you, he was in full flight there, and Fahey came out and narrowed the angle. Line ball going to be taken by Michael Lehine. Gets the ball in, up for Ronan Hayes. Hayes blocks it down. Who's going to pick up the break? And the break is picked up by Aidan O'Gorman as the Mills come again. It's 2-17 to 2-16 in favour of Whitegate. The ball comes out to Gary Cooney. Is he going to level it? Coming in on the wing forward. This ball is going dropping in right on the edge of the square. Andrew Fahey calls for it. Andrew Fahey, but the free, I'm not too sure.
A long advantage there.
Yeah, he did. The ball dropped, and he's pulled back for the free right over on the far sideline in front of the stand. A free given against Paul Burke. Not sure what it's for. You know, not too sure what it's for myself, Pat, but look at Gerald Donlan is the man closer to the action. Indeed, he's going to have an award. I'm not too sure he's going to have. There's a Mills sub on, number 14, Cormac Murphy on for the Mills, and Murphy has often won games coming off the bench for the Mills. What is his introduction going to do, or who's leaving, who's departing the scene for the Mills? It looks like it's Conor Henry. He's coming off for the Mills. And indeed, Cormac Murphy is left on his own here, but is now being picked up by Conor McDermott. It's 2-17 for Whitegate. It's 2-16 for O'Callaghan's Mills. And the time coming down into the closing moments here of this senior championship game. Jacob Loughnane with his free. Is there a tail in it for Jacob Loughnane? Indeed, there's no tail. It tails inside the post. We're down to 27 minutes. We're now at the same side. We're down to squeaky bum time. We're level pegging. 2-17 to 2-17.
Great response by the Mills to the goal, Leo, in fairness.
Yeah, they've knocked back that goal, and the ball comes out to Tomas Quirk from that puck from Andrew Fahey, and Tomas launches this one, gets it across into Michael Hines. Michael Hines is loose. He gets the ball across to McDermott. Not the thing to be doing here. And Pat Donlan, calmness personified, gets the ball down. Is it Conor Cleary? A shot from Conor Cleary. A shot, and that's the lead for O'Callaghan's Mills.
Super score.
That's the
Conor
lead.
Cleary.
Conor Cleary.
What he's been,
a good young player. And the ball comes out. Andrew gets it out quick, out to Colin Madden. Colin Madden has been pulled out. Jacob Loughnane gets the ball out to Brendan. Here comes Owen Quirk. Owen Quirk up for mid full back position. Gets the ball in into Danny Hines. Danny Hines for Whitegate. Recycles the ball back to Michael Hines. Gets the ball into Kieran Keenan, the goal scorer. Keenan being faced up by Pat Donlan. Here comes Keenan. He's taken on Pat Donlan. He's been fouled by Pat Donlan. Free in. I tell you, this has absolutely everything here in O'Garney Park.
Absolute thriller, Leo.
Thriller. But it just had the clear championship, the hurling and the standard of hurling we've had all weekend, Pat. And games, every game has gone down to the wire. We are 29 minutes gone here, and a chance now for Michael Hines. Michael Hines has been striking the ball. He has missed one. But Michael Hines, is he not to aim at this one? Strikes it and puts it over the bar. We're level pegging again. It's 2-18 apiece. They say you should get 20 scores to win a game. Both teams have 20 scores. It's 2-18 to 2-18. Who's going to be the one to blink here? And Killian Nugent with the puck out for the Mills, drives it down. He often heard of next score win. The ball broken down. It comes out. Who has it for Whitegate? And here's Conor Cooney trying to get it up for the Mills. And the ball is with Tomas Quirk. Tomas going in the wrong direction, and he's robbed. Tomas Quirk is robbed. What a great play by Colin Madden. Colin Madden gets that ball, but it goes out, gone wide.
Surprising.
It's surprising.
65,
and Andrew Fahey with the puck out. Goes short, quick to Michael Hines. Michael Hines cutting back in. Gets the ball back to Paul Burke. Paul Burke with a measured pass for the brother, Colin. Whitegate could do with a score from Colin Burke. And Colin Burke, but the ball defeats Colin Burke and goes out over the sideline. Colin will be disappointed with that. Gives the initiative back to the bridge. We're gone into at a time here, just gone into the clock. We're at the discretion of referee Charlotte Donnan. Are we going to be as we started, or it's going to be next score wins? It's 2-18 for Whitegate. It's 2-18 for the Mills. The ball goes down. Paul Burke, can he launch it? He gives it to Tommy Holland. Holland doesn't delay with it. The ball is going down in between Kieran Keenan and Nugent. Nugent drops it, but does well. The chance was there. And here comes Aidan O'Gorman. The ball has he stick at the wrong time. He's going to be robbed. It's Tommy Holland. Tommy Holland gives the ball out to Danny Hines. Denny Hines, a shot for, and he
Wide.
drives it wide.
Oh.
The chance was there for Denny Hines, but it's gone out to the left. And
Tommy
gone
Holland
wide.
did brilliantly to win the ball and find him, Leo. In
And I
fairness.
think myself, if Tommy had gone down and had played for the free, he would have got the free. But he referee played the advantage. And when have you seen advantages when they go astray, being pulled back?
Minute of injury
There's
time gone.
3 minutes of the 1 minute of the 3 being played here, and I think maybe Wycott would be quite happy, maybe I think, to get away with the draw.
Would it be fair to Leo? Neither side deserves to lose.
No,
in fairness.
they
There's
do
such
not.
quality in the game.
The only thing for the Mills, if they don't win this, they are out
Yeah.
of the championship. There's no doubt about that. The tension
And to all intents and purposes, Whitegate would be in serious trouble as well, Leo.
Yeah, the tension is palpable here in O'Garney Park and Six Mile Bridge. 2 East Clare teams giving it of their absolute all. I think Owen Quinn has gone warm enough for Wycott. Or Wycott going to make a substitution. They have to get 15 bodies on the field. It looks like, is it Owen Quinn? Is it or Kieran Quinn? Yes, it's Kieran Quinn is coming on. Kieran, who played in the first round again. Pat Donlan here. Pat Donlan is lightering it in tint here. Being picked up by Paul Buck. Wycott are going making a substitution. And looks at, is it? Yes, it is Kieran Quinn is going in. And Quinn will not weaken the Wycott challenge by any matter of means. It's level pegging. It's 218 to 218. Will that last chance by Denny Hines be the last chance of a score in this game? By the time we get play back here, we will be gone over the allotted time. Colin Burke down injured for Wycott, and one lad. There will be one. I suppose, Pat. There will be one less.
There will be a chance or two. There's still a chance or two left in this game, Leo. I mean, the way the forwards are playing on both sides again now, there's going to be a chance or two, and it depends on who gets the chance. It depends can they take it. Hines had a real chance there. It's a pity for him he didn't go over. I mean, it was a great bit of work by Tommy Holland, but it's easy talk.
And the ball is down with Owen Quirk, going to be won by Michael Hines. And Michael Hines and Gary Cooney. Michael, they know one another quite well. And the ball comes in. Who's out? It's Cooney from Ellen, or it's Jacob Loughnane. Jacob had a shot. This ball is going to break into the hands of Andrew Fahey gets the ball out to Brendan Bugler out on the far side of the field. Brendan Bugler gets the ball into Conor McDermott. Playing dicey in the middle of it. It's McDermott does well. McDermott sweeps the ball across to Paul Burke. Paul Burke is going to launch this one. A shot from Paul Burke. He's that's the winner for Paul Laburka. Wycott go ahead. Here in the dying moment here. It's 2:19 for Wycott. 2:18 for Six Mile Bridge. Killian Nugent pucks the ball out. The Mills going to get a last chance. The ball comes to Loughnane. Loughnane is robbed by Michael Hines. Michael Hines drives it, but he's going to come to O'Gorman. Is O'Gorman going to be the match winner? Puts the ball down towards Gary Cooney. Cooney gets the ball out, but here comes Wycott. And Ian Fahey goes down, and a free out for Wycott. Is this going to be one of the big victories of the championship? Ian Fahey going down. Ian Fahey gone down for Wycott here on his own 30-metre line. We're well into added time. Wycott going to make another sub to play down the clock here. Doesn't look like it. We're gone 34 minutes here. I see it's Paddy Burke warming up there for Wycott again. He's not. It's going to be free for Andrew Fahey. It's 2 goals and 19 for Wycott. It's 2 goals and 18 for the Mills.
They want him to spread out in the forwards.
They want him to open up. This ball is going into the very corner.
Flag, yeah.
Andrew hits it into the corner. We're in the last play here in O'Garney Park at Six Mile Bridge. The ball is up in the corner. Conor Cooney tried to get it for the Mills. He gets the ball across, but it's Conor McDermott. McDermott with a shot to nail it, and he missed it. And now there's going to be one last chance.
Time must be up though.
Killian Nugent with the puck out. Whoever wins this one, Gary Cooney and Owen Quirk. Who's going to win it? The ball goes down. It comes to Conor Crehan. Crehan coming in for the Mills, and he's going to be playing around with it, being held up there. Tomas Quirk, here comes, he gets the ball in, a shot, and here comes Brendan Bugler, and there goes the full-time whistle in O'Garney Park at Six Mile Bridge, and the points have gone to get them on the scoreline of 2:19 to 2:18. Wycott, I tell you one thing, they're back in the championship. The Mills, unfortunately, from a Mills point of view, are gone. But Wycott, Gattabon are alive and well. Pat, a top-class match. Wycott probably on the, I suppose,
Just about deserved. Ronan Keane gets it right once again, the Bridge main man here. But Leo, what a finish to an absolutely astounding game. As good a finish as I've ever seen. Scenes reminding us of the day that Wycott beat Cratloe and Tulla. Was it 2 or 3 years ago? Outstanding. And I mean, this is just an unbelievable. What heart by both sides deserve enormous credit, Leo. The Mills will be hurting that they probably haven't got at least a point. Maybe it wasn't much good to them, obviously they had to win it. But Wycott, they keep doing this, and it wasn't even a relegation relegation battle as such, but they just keep producing it, Leo, out of small numbers. How do they do it?
The same name again. The man that defeated Tulla at Cracklow in Tulla a number of years ago, he scored 2 goals and 2 points or something like that. Paul Burke came up with the match-winning score again today. You know, he had a quiet first half by his own standards, but I tell you, when questions were asked, he really stepped up. And what a score! You know, right out in the middle of the field,
unbelievable,
dissected the post. And I suppose, Owen, maybe you're welcome back again. Tremendous game on, first of all. On the balance of play, did Wycott just about deserve it?
You have to say, look, they were the ones kind of forcing the pace for the majority of the game. You know, so I think that's fair enough. I think probably a draw would have been.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, we had called that for a while out.
You know, would have probably been. But again, you know, it's kind of win or bust at this stage, and you know, is avoiding that relegation. And as Pat says there, you know, they are the escapologists, as they call it, the Houdinis.
That's right.
So that is a massive result. No more than Scarf yesterday. That's a massive result today. And I think this is the game that they've been eyeing up all the time. When the draw was made, you know, you'd first take a deep breath inwards and you go, oh my God, look at what we have to face. But I'd say of all the teams, they would have fancied the Mills. And unfortunately for the Mills, you know, while they played well in passages there, you know, the same spark hasn't been there this year, has it?
No, definitely the same life isn't there in O'Callaghan's Mills, and that just seems to be the story with O'Callaghan's Mills in the last number of years. Like real Jekyll and Hyde. Like, they were absolutely outstanding. They were in the relegation 2 years ago, defeated Tulla. They got to the county final last year, but the same life, even in their game, their 3 games, they've mixed the very good with the very bad.
Yeah, look, it's not an unusual phenomenon, if you know what I mean. You saw with Kilmaley there a couple of years ago, got to a semi-final, almost to a county final, went down the following year. Fecal did it, got to a semi-final, went down the following year. And also the Mills did it before, you know what I mean. So, you know, it's very surprising in one way, but you can kind of see it's a bit deflating when you get to a county final and you don't win it, and especially with the kind of elderly, aging group spine that they had. You know, it's very deflating, and trying to recapture that. Sometimes the stars align for you in a campaign. You got to make the most of that. We saw with Clooney Quinn a couple of years ago. Probably should have won the county final.
Yeah, unlucky. Yeah.
And look, we might never get back there again. And I think it's the same for the Mills. So I think you know, it's hard to expect them, but you would have expected them to kind of negotiate this one, or at least one of the games so far, and they just haven't.
And I thought Owen, when Aidan Fall got the goal, the ball that came off the post, and he was quicker to react, I thought maybe it was advantage O'Callaghan's Mills. But every time that the Mills got an advantage, Wycott returned with a score, you know, quite quickly, and you know, played good cam, worked it out from the back, and you know, they played to the process.
And I don't think that the Mills ever pushed up on them enough on the puck out. I think they won out. I think I just noted there they won every one but one puck out in the second half, Wycott, because they were hitting every one of them short. Now you're expecting a couple of long ones from Andrew Fahey. He did a bit of that with the wind at his back, but they were very precise with their puck outs. And once you have possession, you know, it's 9/10 law in the game these days, because it's all possession. If you pulled in the ball now, you're coming off. So, you know, it's all about controlled play. And I think Wycott did more of that than the Mills, who were just kind of more hit and hope, really.
Yeah, because even here in front of us on our comedy position here, Ian Fahey at wing back, he came on more ball than anyone ever did from the puck outs, from Andrew, the short puck out. And you know, and I think even as the man passed down there, Colin Madden's point there, that it was a vital point. He split the post up from wing back, you know. But Wycott got, you know, Brendan Bugler, I suppose, the goal 1-2 from Bugler in the first half, and then Madden gets a point out of the half back line. Maybe there were the differences, but again, come the hour, come the man. Paul Buck, a very underrated hurler, you know, might be well known around with a lot of people, but invariably he comes up with the top scores.
Absolutely, and he got 2 goals in the first half against Kilmaley in the first game as well, you know, and kind of cuteness as well, because you know, he's an inside forward. Suddenly he's at midfield on his own. You know, I mean, they were struggling for scores. You know, they had a chance before that. I think it was Denny Hines, probably his first shot. He probably could have taken it on a bit, like, and I thought that was the chance gone. But in fairness to Paul Burke, the right man at the right time. If you're going to give one ball out to a free man at midfield,
he's the man you would want.
You were going to give it to him.
But look at Wycott now move on. They'd be buoyant after this. They have 2 weeks to get ready for the next match. The Mills are now in you know, with a final match to try and avoid the relegation battle. There's no doubt about that. Wycott will be buoyant. You know, they have Aina Kilnamona and Clonera, you know, they're going to be tough matches, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah, but the pressure's off. You know, it's like winning that. Do you remember the game they won against Cracklow a couple of years ago? You mentioned it there with the 4 goals. You know, the pressure's off straight away. You can have a go now. You can just
they can enjoy training. Yeah,
you know, you can, because you know, at all the mills are gone now, because all the Mills can do is win a match, the last match against Kilmaley, and Whitegate have them on the head-to-head. So unless there's a bizarre amount of results that happen, then Whitegate are safe, so they can have a go now, and they've got 2 more matches. So why not? And here comes Terence Snow. So I'd say he's a better man to assess than I am.
Oh, there's no doubt. But I tell you, whatever formula Terence Fahey has put into that Whitegate outfit, to be everybody would like to get it. Terence, absolutely, he has done. He looks more wrecked than the players outside in the field. Terence, first of all, many congratulations. A massive victory, great victory for Whitegate. And you'll be very proud of the players. They battled to the very end. The match went to the very end, and a top-class goal from Paul Burke. But look at a real team effort at the end of the day.
Absolutely. That match would have put you through the ringer. Our lads hit the ground well and responded very well to losing the first match. And first quarter, we were very strong. Second quarter, then we collapsed. The third quarter, we righted it again, and the Mills had the breeze. And I suppose our boys, they saw it out. They saw it out to the 65th minute of the match, and that's kind of the progression we were looking for. We were there against Kilmaley for 55 minutes. It's not good enough. We were well beaten, and today we went to the death. I'm just delighted for the group. They really are fantastic ambassadors for our club. They're so simple to manage. They're so committed. They're so honourable in everything they do for their club. Outside of representing us on days like today, there's massive stuff that they contribute towards our club in a myriad of different ways, and we have struggled to bring that onto the field. We've struggled to win matches. It's a while since we won a match, so that's the most pleasing thing today. We won a match.
And indeed, Terence, the one thing that we spoke about here is the calmness of Whitegate the whole way through. They kept sticking to the process, even in the dying moments. I know Denny shot, it was a chance. Connor had the shot when there was a point up, but they stuck here from the back. They walked through the process. They walked the ball through the lines the whole time. They didn't deviate from what they were at, and it paid dividends in the end.
Yeah, well, it did. Sure, it did, but you need to get the breaks, and I suppose the ball that came down off the post that gave them the goal, that looked to be a bit like the ball that came down off the post against Kilmaley in the last match and ended up a goal. But at the end, that's exactly it, Leo. You nailed it there. They stuck at it, and it's a long road without a turn, and sometimes you have to believe that there will be a turn, and today there was a turn, and a good day for us.
Great. There'll be a pep in the step. Obviously, they're going to commit to the next 2 games regardless. That's the way you are. That's what the group is like, and management is as well. They're proud Whitegate people, but it certainly will give a lift to training to know that they can win a tough game against a very, very good side in the last 2 or 3 minutes when everything's thrown at you. Hold their shape and get the winning score. So it will give a lift, and they will not fear too much playing 2 pretty good teams that are left in it. You'll go in there with plenty of confidence.
Yeah, well, sure, our lads are well able to hurl, and they proved it today. So
exactly,
we'll be back to the field Tuesday night as normal. They're a very resilient group, and they're a very consistent group. Doesn't matter what way the result is on Saturday, we know that they'll be there, suited and booted on a Tuesday night, every single one of them. And
consistency is the word. Consistency, a senior team in North East there. That's what you want.
Terence Fahey, thanks very much for coming over time. Many congratulations again. Enjoy the celebrations, and look at, I know yourself, there's more work to be done, and back in the field Tuesday night, and we look forward to seeing more of Whitegate as we continue in this championship. Terence Fahey, go to Mahago.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Pat, you can see there from Terence, you can see he went through the ringer as well. There's no doubt about that. But they will be buoyant. They will be buoyant by this, and again, Whitegate. Everybody says they're a senior team, and everyone says they're hanging on. What is their mentor down there? No one wants to play them.
But they play, Leo, the one thing they do play, even when they're struggling, they play senior type of hurling.
Yeah.
It's not heat and hope. It's not every man for himself. There's the team ethic. There's the intelligence about their play as well, and the skills they have. There aren't many more skillful teams than them. Okay, they mightn't have the strongest bench in the world to come in and massive game changers, but they don't mind that. They just whereas they have been in relegation battles, they've still proven that they are a clear senior team, a clear senior club, and I think that's vital. That's the biggest thing they want to say. We are a senior club out in East Clare. With limited numbers. and just try and keep it going with maybe one or two players coming through each year, and that's all they will have in a club like that if they're lucky, because the numbers aren't massive. So I think the pride there you could see it in terms. I think he hadn't got over it. He was very intense, but correctly so, and he's entitled to enjoy this evening when he gets a chance to relax later on.
There's no doubt about it. And I think even though they gave away the goal, but the save from Fahey, I think that was key. He came out and narrowed the angle, and made himself big, great save, and they got the score above. And then Kieran Keenan, who may have been quiet by his own standards, great finish for the goal. You know what I mean?
But good players like that, they can have the class to finish, to control the ball, finish the chance, even when the game is going against them. There was a great tackle on Gary Cooney down here by a couple of them, just behind the bench there. We could hardly see it at one stage. There were about 3 or maybe 4 minutes to go when the Mills looked to have their grit, the bit between their teeth, and they just crowded him out of it, and they won the ball and cleared it. And I thought that was another very turn.
They were ravenous up at it. They were ravenous at that stage. And in fairness, great credit due to Wycott. You can see him there. They're absolutely wrecked. I see McDermott. I thought McDermott was absolutely immense at centre forward today. He ran at the Mills. He came
100%.
back. He came back and he worked back. I suppose at the end of the day, great leadership from Kirk at full back. He set the tone from there. I suppose if you're looking for at everybody from Wycott.
Tommy Holland's contribution.
Tommy Holland was immense when he came in there. But look, we have to give credit to the Mills too. It takes
glad to sit down on the Kilkishen the Mills, the 6 Mile Bridge grass at this stage. It used to be exhausting.
I tell you, Tommy's father, Tommy Senior, will be absolutely delighted with that. They've given great service to Wycott, and no better than the 20-25 minutes he gave there today. They're all getting the thumbs up. Everybody, you can see what it means to the community.
Also, a family occasion, the kids around there as well, looking up to these heroes. So it's fantastic all around.
And I see the Moon Tour out there as well. The real secret behind Wycott's success. Dorina Sheridan is out there. She brought the Kevin Mentor from the Ulster football last year into Wycott. But I tell you, great credit due to Wycott, and we congratulate him and wish him well in the rest of the championship. With that, we're going to take our leave from McGarney Park and 6 Mile Bridge. On a scoreline of Wycott 2-19, it's the Mills 2-18. We Wycott take the spoils. Pat, as always, thanks for your analysis. Thanks to Owen Brennan. Thanks to Ronan Keane for all his help in his analysis as well. He went for Wycott and he wants the Mills relegated as a bridgeman. Thanks also to Jim Collins in the Kildare Tower, and we hope you'll join us later on at 8:30 for our results programme here on Scarif Bay Community Radio from Media Dial, and all in O'Garney Park is Bannock Day, August Lawn.